Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into a really fascinating and honestly a deeply relevant philosophical essay today. Now, right off the bat, I want to mention that all the generated video and audio content we are exploring today comes directly from the teachings of Shui Feng, the founder of Life Chanyin. Okay, let's jump right into a universal human habit we've literally all fallen victim to at some point. A habit that actually has massive consequences for our lives.
So be honest with me for a second. How often do you use the excuse that, hey, everyone else is doing it, to justify your own questionable actions? It's kind of the ultimate universal excuse, right? You see others cutting corners, maybe jaywalking or bending some minor rule, and you think, well, if they can do it, why can't I? There's actually a common Chinese phrase for this, Dajia dou lu qi. Literally, everyone is doing it. It's a comforting thought in the moment, for sure, but Shui Feng argues it's actually the very first step into a really dangerous trap.
Take a look at this number, 198. That specific number represents a literal turning point for Shui Feng. Back in October of 2018, he was driving back to the Life Chanyin base in Canada, out in the Coquitlam area near Vancouver. He got pulled over by a police officer and was handed a ticket for exactly $198.
So why did he get the ticket? Well, he was pulled over near a school for going 46 kilometers per hour in a 30 kilometer per hour zone. But you know, the interesting part here isn't just the speeding itself, it's why he was speeding. He was simply matching the speed of the cars ahead of him and behind him. The whole flow of traffic was moving between 40 and 50. When he tried to drive slower, the cars behind him practically tailgated him, pressuring him to speed up. So, he just followed the crowd.
But here's what is truly fascinating about this whole ordeal: his internal reaction. Instead of getting angry at the police officer or complaining about all those other drivers who didn't get pulled over, his immediate thought was, "Find well." He realized he completely 100% deserved it. This $198 fine just instantly shattered his dangerous illusion of safety in numbers. He realized that in the eyes of the law, the actions of the crowd absolutely did not excuse his own individual rule-breaking.
And that brings us to how he defines this exact situation. He calls it herd mentality. It's that act of knowing a behavior is wrong, but just abandoning the rules in your own judgment to follow the crowd without restraint, simply because, well, everyone else is doing it. It's essentially surrendering your own personal accountability to the anonymous mass of the crowd.
And this brilliantly illustrates how this mindset can scale from a simple, everyday traffic ticket into absolute chaos. Shui Feng actually witnessed this firsthand back in 2006 in Zimbabwe. There was this massive looting incident at a local OK supermarket. And what shocked him wasn't just the crime itself, but the people committing it. He noted that many of the people involved were otherwise completely honest, law-abiding citizens. They just joined a mob to loot a supermarket because they saw others doing it, totally losing their moral compass in the heat of the moment.
But you know, it's not just physical looting. Shui Feng points out that herd mentality fuels so much of our modern world today. Think about it. From the manic rush to buy real estate or speculate on the stock market, to the ruthless behavior of internet mobs, and even widespread official corruption. When people see others getting rich quick or tearing someone down online without any consequences, they just abandon their own principles and jump right in. It's like a virus.
Which leads us to this really profound observation. Disaster hides in bustling places. It's a powerful thought. Behind almost every massive, roaring crowd, behind every loud, frenzied societal trend, there is almost always a hidden disaster just waiting to happen. The great tragedies of human history, they're rarely the result of independent, critical thinkers. Nope, they are usually the result of the unthinking, mimicking crowd.
So this observation really builds into Shui Feng's deeper Life Chanyin philosophy. He sets up this stark contrast for us. On one side, we have civilized human behavior. This requires us to actually analyze right from wrong, to use our reason, and to follow cosmic laws, what he calls the Tao. But on the other side, we have animalistic or herd laws. This is just blind imitation. It's following the pack, like dogs chasing a target, with absolutely no inquiry into whether it's actually right or wrong.
And guys, the stakes here are incredibly high. Shui Feng argues that when we abandon our human reason and just act like a pack of animals blindly chasing a target without asking why, we suffer a literal cosmic consequence. We degrade our spiritual level. By mimicking these animalistic behaviors, we lower the quality of our own lives and end up trapping ourselves in this endless, painful cycle. We lose the very essence of what makes us civilized humans in the first place.
So you might be sitting there wondering,
Okay, if this is so spiritually destructive and practically dangerous, why are we all so prone to falling into this herd mentality? Like, why is the pull of the crowd so incredibly strong for every single one of us?
Well, Shufeng identifies 5 distinct root causes that push us into the herd. First, lacking a clear personal direction or goal in life. Second, lacking systematic spiritual teachings or wisdom. Third is just plain laziness, seeking an easy speculative shortcut instead of putting in the actual hard work. Fourth, facing severe poverty and illness without a grounding faith to hold on to. And fifth, experiencing constant life setbacks without a strong inner belief system. Basically, when we feel empty or lost on the inside, we naturally look to the crowd on the outside to guide us.
And that emptiness creates a really powerful illusion. From the outside looking in, following the crowd looks and feels incredibly safe. I mean, when everyone is driving 50 in a 30 zone, going 50 just feels normal. You don't stand out. You don't even have to think about it. But Shufeng warns that this safety is a total mirage. It's secretly planting hidden dangers all along your life's journey.
Because here's the harsh reality. Eventually, the consequences will catch up with you. Just like that police officer waiting silently right around the corner in Coquitlam to hand out a $198 ticket, the universe has its own ways of enforcing the rules. The crowd will eventually disperse, they always do, but you will be the one left holding the ticket for your own individual actions.
Which brings us to the absolute essence of this entire philosophy. In human society, there's this saying that the law does not punish the masses. Like, if 10,000 people loot a store, the police can't exactly arrest all 10,000 of them, right? Human society might let the masses off the hook. But the inescapable net of the universe, the cosmic law of cause and effect, the Tao, judges you entirely as an individual. You simply cannot use the crowd as a shield against cosmic accountability. No way.
Okay, so knowing all of this, how exactly can we protect ourselves? How do we actively avoid this dangerous, life-downgrading trap of herd mentality when the pressure to conform is literally everywhere around us?
Shufeng actually resolves this modern dilemma with some brilliant ancient wisdom from Laozi, the founder of Taoism. Laozi essentially said, "While worldly people are brightly shining and seemingly certain, I alone seem dark and confused. While worldly people are sharp and clever, I alone seem dull." It's such a powerful reminder to just embrace your own solitary, quiet path. Honestly, don't be afraid to look a little slow or out of the loop when the rest of the world is rushing headlong into some loud, frantic frenzy.
To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this final, incredibly practical thought. Think about your choices today, your career, your investments, your daily beliefs. On the great highway of life, are you actually driving on your own chosen path, guided by your own reason and your own values? Or are you just blindly following the taillights of the car in front of you?